Okay, so hopefully the stream goes well. Welcome to the stream. So I just found out that I did like a whole 20-30 minute live stream straight, and I was going through my method and everything, and I just realized when I looked at OBS that the stream did not officially go through. So I literally just like was sitting here for like 30 minutes of just talking to myself, like a schizo. But yeah, I wasted all that time talking, explaining how the mechanics of my method works, whatever, going over the card that I have converted the tutorial into code form on a previous stream. But anyways, let's start all over. So anyways, let's give out the main points. On my last stream, no, let's get to the point where I had a oh yeah, the main point is I also made a shared link from Google Drive if you guys want to check out this shared link that's under the description of every video I have so far on my streaming. So what it contains is documents of a glossary of all my blocks of what they mean, and also the mechanics and explanation of how the plus signs or symbols and what they do. So the plus signs, the parentheses signs, the greater and less than signs. This document will contain an explanation of what they are used for. And what was it? And also I have all of my cards that I have made also saved in that shared link. So all the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that techniques that I have watched a tutorial from and converted into code form, well, now it's in a document. So if you guys want to kind of like go over them yourselves and do your own self-study or analyze them, then go ahead, check them out. But anyways, well, after 30 minutes, I'm pretty bummed out that all that recording and effort kind of like is gone to waste. But anyways, let's just start off the stream for now and watching this video that I've happened to find to come across, and that's Mike Israetel, black belt fraud confirmed. And I have watched a couple of Greg Doucette's videos, and he's a funny guy, but he's pretty, you know, it's just he's straightforward, and it's been causing all, I mean, I think he just thrives in the drama, honestly. But yeah, he's really going after Mike. I mean, there's like a bunch of videos that he has made so far of Mike, and it's the train's not stopping there. So it'll be pretty interesting to check out this video about Mike Israetel's black belt, because that pertains to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I believe. I mean, I just found out that Mike Israetel does Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu recently, but I didn't really like know anything more of it. So I'm kind of interested in what Greg Doucette has to say about it. I mean, I don't think Greg does Jiu-Jitsu? I don't know. But anyways, I think I'm gonna just do a reaction video just to kind of get my frustration of wasting 30 minutes of streaming time, of just, yeah, yapping away and realizing, oh, I forgot to press the record button, you know what I mean? So let's just we're starting off the stream watching this reaction video. We're starting off with this. So we're starting off, my brain's not working. I'm having a little stroke. Anyways, we're starting off the stream reacting to Greg Doucette's video on Mike's Israetel's black belt. So let's just watch it and see what he has to say. If you guys happen to come across the stream and you want me to demonstrate my method or whatever, yeah, just comment into the chat, the live chat, and I'll get to you. And if I see that you guys want to go over through the method and learn how it works, then yeah, just let me know, and we'll after this reaction video, we'll get straight to it. Anyways, let's get started.
And so his statement, Mike, black belt fraud, confirmed.
I have for sides.
What?
Coach Greg, and if you thought it couldn't get worse for Mr. Mike, things just got
significantly worse.
His PhD thesis, which was in question, well, that's in the past. But now it's all about his black belt in Brazilian.
I mean, yeah, his PhDs, I think people just moved on. I don't think it's really gonna hurt like Mike Israetel at all. I mean, yeah, I mean, honestly, I mean, he got I think hundreds of thousands of followers, and honestly, if you're a big fan of them or whatever, I think most people will just go look over through it. Honestly, if Mike's had his PhD posted onto the university website this long, like since he graduated, and no one has read it since until Solomon or whatever the guy's name finally reads it this year and points out all of the mistakes and everything like wrong about it, then that's just like in a way crazy. That just shows how most of us are. We just really like, you tell us like, oh, I got a PhD, I'll be like, cool, that's awesome. I'm not gonna read it though. I think most of us kind of like, okay, cool, that's funny. It is really, you know, it is a little discouraging, but to know that this is going on with Mike, but I think he can pass through it. Anyways,
Jiu-Jitsu, of which this man just exposed that there's no way he's actually a black belt. Now, you can buy a black belt, you can get it at Walmart, Sears, and so on, but a real black belt, you've got to earn that with skill, of which Mike Israetel does not have. Now, I'm not saying he couldn't fight at perhaps a blue belt, maybe even a purple, but he's not at the level of a black belt.
Dare I say that him and Mr. Moneyberg may be on the same level of black belt expertise in the sport of jiu-jitsu.
And so many of you have heard of Mr. Moneyberg, of which he basically pretended to have a black belt, pretends to be a fighter. And so he's comparing Mike to Mr. Moneyberg, and that is not good. That's a horrendous comparison. He's saying, why don't we watch these two guys go at it? I mean, they both claim to be jiu-jitsu killers, and so why not let them prove it in the ring? You can insert the clip of Mike saying he's a jiu-jitsu killer. It's going to be in this video later on, but he said that in videos. He's a jiu-jitsu killer.
They both share a bulbous, wide physique of being a little, you know, chunky.
Notice how they call Mike Israetel chunky when we all know he has single-digit body fat.
Not only does he suck at bodybuilding, he also sucks at jiu-jitsu, yet proclaims to be very good and has a black belt and all this nonsense.
And so here's the thing. We're only critiquing his skills in jiu-jitsu because he says he's a black belt.
To be very good and has a black belt and all this nonsense. So
okay.
And so here's the thing. We're only critiquing his skills in jiu-jitsu because he says he's a black belt jiu-jitsu killer. If he just said, hey, I do jiu-jitsu, well, that's cool. But when you claim that you're a killer, that you're amazing, that you have a PhD, that you're going to go pro in bodybuilding, well, you open yourself up for criticism. Remember, Mike is the one that said he's bigger and stronger than Mike Mentzer.
Okay, I mean,
that his IQ is above 160, that he could be more proficient in what you do best given one single year.
A bag of shit that gets bigger is just a bigger bag of shit. Still a bag of shit. You know what I mean, mate?
And so essentially, Mike is asking for it. This guy doesn't want to put him down. I mean, I do, but he doesn't. But what happens is when you brag about yourself so much, when you think you're better than everyone else, it's more enjoyable, it's more fun to try to take you down a peg or perhaps to peg you. But that's not me, that's Best Watson.
Me and my boy in a cell, we're just blazing, and the dude's like, hey, get out of your beds, you tripping.
I'm going to break down Mike's game, all right? It's a classic old man, fat guy game.
Mike has no game. I don't care if we're talking about risen up the ladies or fighting in jiu-jitsu. He has no game. He fights people who have no experience, white belts and so on, and he lays down on top of.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. I mean, I was watching like the way he was taking the guy down, and it just seems like, yeah, he treated the other guy. I mean, I guess this guy doesn't have any experience, so it just looked like very simple, straightforward. He got the guy down, and it just seems, I guess, I don't know, I guess it's like, you know, blue belt-ish level. I mean, let's try to check more.
And tries to squish you. This is his move. He doesn't have any skills. He doesn't have.
I mean, big guys will squish you in jiu-jitsu. You know, if they see that, you know, if you weigh less than them, they're definitely gonna get on top of you, take you down, and from there on, all they gotta do is just lay on you. And what can you do? I mean, you could be very experienced, but I don't know. I'm 175 pounds, 80 pounds or something. But if I get a guy who just like is 200 pounds plus laying on me, that's not good. I'm not getting out. Definitely not getting out if the guy's 300 pounds, and I definitely rolled with those type of guys. They just sit on you, and from there, you're just like, well, that's it. You know, the rest of the match is gone.
Any cardio, he doesn't have any moves. He just does the Mike Isertel way. He lays back and he tries to sit on you. He likes being close to men. In the part one, we'll show some more moves to like what he can't do.
Little jiu-jitsu actually used just a lot of size and a lot of strength.
I mean, I need to see Mike roll with another black belt. Yeah, I mean, if he's rolling with inexperienced people, it's like you can never really tell. I'm just like, oh, maybe he's just going easy and just relax, rolling with the person who's new at this, and just keeping things simple and basics, and just breezing through it. But hey, what do I know? And let's see what this guy's got to say. He's definitely knows more and is passionate about jiu-jitsu.
No technique. No athletic ability.
No technique, no athletic ability. Do those sound like adjectives to describe a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt killer fighter? I mean, yeah. I don't think so.
So the first thing he does is he does the spread eagle on top, all right? He wants to be on top so he can just lay on you and wrap his hands around you, all right? He has no real passing pressure.
Yeah, Mike likes to be on top. He also likes to be on the bottom. He likes to lay there and let other men jump on top of him. And he also likes to reciprocate. And so essentially, that is what he likes about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The close proximity, the contact with other males.
Just an old man's game / fat man's game, all right?
I mean, an old fat man's game, would you not think that?
I mean, yeah, old man, fat man's game. I mean, it's not that bad, but it's definitely boring. You know what I mean? I rolled with like old guys, and they you know, they do what works. They take their time. They're slow, and you know, they'll be technical, but. And especially if it's technical, depending on the other belts that they're rolling with. But if it's just a brand new white belt or beginner grappler, then yeah, it just seems like, yeah, they'll lay on you or whatever. It just seems like, oh, I don't have to really be serious. I can just like sag on you. But that's how I kind of see it, but we'll see.
That a 41-year-old who's been training jiu-jitsu for over 10 years would have more to it than lying spread eagle on top of someone to try and tire them out. Where's the maneuvers? Where's the skills? Does anyone actually think that Mike had skill? We watched him barely be able to hop a nipper. We've seen that. He couldn't run a half mile in under 5 minutes, a half a mile, not a full mile. And so he can't hop, he can't skip, he can't run. Is there anything he can actually do? I mean, he couldn't even bench press his body weight for 3 friggin' reps. I mean, everything this guy's describing is he has no this, no that, can't do this, and can't do that. You would think with a black belt, he would be describing, hey, he's doing these moves. They're perhaps not as good as I would like to see, but he does have a lot of skill. They're perhaps not the best moves, but he would be at least describing some form of athletic talent that he possesses.
Grab you by the waist and lay on you until you do something stupid, or let you get a triangle, and it's hard to triangle him because he's a literal square.
And so essentially he has no moves, and because he is 240 pounds sometimes, he's a very big man. He's not even 5'6", and so...
I mean, hey, this characteristics of different types of people that you will roll with. Some people are more flexible, some people are more athletic than you, some people are bigger than you. I mean, there's characteristics that sometimes you gotta adjust when you're rolling with them. You gotta figure them out. But yeah, weight and athleticism is definitely plays a big advantage, you know, especially, I mean, there's technique, but you know, if I have 2 people who are very, you know, equally technical, but one is more athletic or one's more bigger than the other person, then that person automatically, in my eyes, will definitely beat the other person. I don't know. I mean, for Mike to use his weight, I guess, as an advantage over his rolling partners, I mean, sure, it sucks, but hey, you know, it's there. You know, I believe he's utilizing his advantages, you know what I mean, of what he has, and I don't think I really see anything wrong about that. But for sure, it does kind of is sort of like something that people discourage. You know, it's like, hey, you know, you can't always use like your body weight, you know, being heavier, because what if you rolled with someone who is equally heavy as you? Now what are you gonna do? So that would make sense. But I think when it comes to someone who's bigger rolling with someone smaller, then yeah, you know, it's like why not? You know, why limit yourself? But yeah, I mean, well, I'll have to watch more of Mike's Israel's roles, especially with black belts or people who are equally the same size as him.
He's a lot of man to try to choke out. He has a neck the size of somebody who has sleep apnea difficulties, probably needs to wear a CPAP, and so very difficult to choke
just
him.
Keeps
His
going.
bottom technique is what I like to call the shitty deep half. Right?
The shitty deep half sounds like something I don't want to be part of. Deep half, shitty, it's not a good kind of a combination.
If you've ever rolled with an older gentleman or a gentleman that is oversized or just really not in tune with the modern game of jiu-jitsu or is lazy, they'll play what is called a deep half.
He's describing Mike's move as what an old fat man does who doesn't understand jiu-jitsu. Does that seem like something that a black belt would be known as? Playing an old fat man's game where you don't even understand jiu-jitsu. How the hell do you become a black belt without understanding elbow-knee connection? Literally one of, if not the most fundamental part of guard retention that brand new white belts learn. This is wild. It's Mr. Mike, not Dr. Mike.
That's a good
Send
point.
this to Greg Doucette. Mike is pretty awful at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I mean, would you describe a black belt as pretty awful? Like, if he had just said, you know, I've only been training for a year.
I mean, it is a little sus, because even if you're rolling with someone beginner or yeah, is a complete beginner, you at least, like, you know, people gotta see that even though you're going easy on them or you're using your weight as an advantage, you at least gotta be like, oh, I know the fundamentals and basics, right? Knee to elbow, bridge, keeping elbows together nice and tight to glute your body, and keeping your head up, your chin tucked, everything, all those little details, knowing how to shrimp everything. And if you say you're a black belt and you don't do the fundamentals of basics that a white belt that you learned in white belt and kind of like really solidified in blue belt, then yeah, it's very sus. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I know you're going easy on him, but like there's something like there's these check marks that, hey, even if you're going easy on someone, it's just like subconscious, like you did them so many times, you drilled the fundamentals and basics down to your brain so many times that's just like second nature, right? So for someone who's a black belt to like not do these little things of fundamentals and basic things, then it's very sus. It's just like, it's awkward, you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, the commenter, the people who comments, yeah, they have a point to that.
And you watch them do this, you'd say, well, it's only been a year. Give him a break, cut him some slack.
A year?
This is 10 plus years of training consistently to try and earn a black belt. Some gyms just give out black belts for time put in, but from the rolls I've seen, he looks like a blue belt. And
yeah, I mean, that's how I kind of feel, I guess. I mean, especially when he was rolling like with that beginner, that guy who, on the first clip, it just seems like, yeah, it just seems like he knows enough to be like, yeah, doing blue belt moves, I guess. But some gyms just give out black belts. Yeah, I mean, I believe that there are gyms out there that just like give them enough money, or hey, I don't know, like, and they'll just give you a black belt, and there you go. It's kind of like, but just getting a black belt is very different from having the skills of a black belt. You know what I mean? So for me personally, I am still white belt, but I've been doing jiu-jitsu for kind of like 9 years somewhat. So for me, my mentality is I don't really mind about the rank. It's just that I gotta see my skills improving, you know. I gotta see my skills like up to par of where I wanted that to be at. So yeah. That's all I have to say.
And so, in case you don't know anything about jiu-jitsu, they go in the following order: white, blue, purple,
Near expert, highly technical, yep.
brown, black. And there's even belts ahead of that.
Stop. Oh man, Greg. I think he's just having too much fun, and he's like, who's editing his videos? I feel like that he just edit his own videos, I swear.
That for legends of the sport and so on. But when you're black, you have mastery. You've mastered it. In other words, you have your PhD in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's literally better than a master's. In white belts, you're just learning not to get tapped. And in blue, you're learning to control and submit. To control and submit. He just said he's about a blue. Purple, refining timing and creativity.
Yeah.
Brown, near black, super technical. But with black, you have mastery. And so blue, intermediate, can attack and defend with purpose, understand guard and submissions. With brown, which is 2 belts up from that, near expert, highly technical, sharp transitions, efficient defense. And with black, mastery of fundamentals and strategy, can teach effectively. And so with a blue belt, 2 or 3 years of consistent training, this is what many people can aspire to be. It's not that hard. But with black, you're looking at 8 to 12 years of consistent training with purpose. Remember, this would be at a level where you could teach the skills that you understand to a group of individuals.
The deep half guard works on those guys, all right? It works on your day one jiu-jitsu guys. It works on guys that have 0 hip mobility.
And so Mike Isertel, he's fighting Johnny Shreve.
I'm bigger and stronger than Mike Menzer. That's it. Yeah. So
bag of shit.
Who has no experience. He's a beginner, a learning white belt. He has no defense whatsoever, no guard. He doesn't know what he's doing. And so Mike can have it.
I mean, he just laid down and just go into deep half guard just like that. I mean, it's like a ladder theory. I mean, I think what my coach told me is that like mount or back is your way up the ladder. Like these are advantageous positionings to start submissions or whatever, right? To advance even better positions. But then down the ladder is you being mounted, having your back taken. And for the half guard, I mean, I think guard is more towards the middle of the ladder. But for half guard, it's like, no, I think you're kind of going down the ladder. And it's like, I don't know. I mean, I'm really debating because he is rolling with a beginner. So I'm guessing he's just playing around, right? He doesn't kind of care about what ladder positioning he is. I think he's just rolling for fun. But if he was rolling with a more professional, more skillful kind of person, then yeah, you would focus on, okay, positioning. We're really have to fight for positioning. Okay, that all these little details and everything, it all has to lead to advantageous positioning up the ladder, right? You better get the guy, you better get the guy's back, or you better mount him, right? You don't want to fall and play this game with a skilled like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu player, because if you're here, I mean, you're technically down ladder, and it's just like, it's not good. I mean, it's okay spot. I mean, I know there's a lot of Jiu-Jitsu players that will intentionally go into half guard because that's most of their game is in half guard, and they really utilize that positioning. But I think with half guards, it's like, it's gotta be the risk, right? It's not the most best advantageous positioning. I'd rather be on the guy's back, having him and doing submissions from his back, because he can't do nothing. The back is the most vulnerable place, right? It's hard to defend against a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu player when they got your back. But this, it's kind of like, all right, it's kind of like 50-50. It's just not there.
His way with them, yet when they literally were fighting together, it took him 3.5 minutes to get him to do a tap. A black belt should be able to do this in a matter of 30 seconds or less.
That's true.
Hey, if he wants to give him a chance, hey, take your time, perhaps a minute, but not 3.5. I guess the saving grace for Mike is that it probably took longer than 3.5 years to get a black belt. Coach Greg Eating Good, I hope he sees this.
Stop, man.
Eventually, you'll notice these type of guys. Lots of talking about how badass they are that put others down. Sooner or later, they'll all just Jason Blaha. I saw the guard pulls a while ago, and I never respected his, at the time, brown belt ever since. Mr. Mike, black belt fraud confirmed. And so even when he was a brown belt, bro said, this is not a brown belt. This is not even close. And so his statement, black belt fraud confirmed.
A comment, I guess the best way is to just, swing yourself up and wrestle up. But that takes way too much energy for Dr. Mike to do, okay? That would require actually having maybe a stand-up game.
And so Mike, he has no stand-up game. He can't get up from sitting to standing in one fluid motion. How could that possibly be?
I mean, honestly, when I roll with a black belt, I expect like them to, of course, play around with me. But they try out some very advanced sweeps, takedowns, like foot sweeps or perfect timing of like taking like a person like me or whoever down with very efficiency, but like less energy. Like they're very relaxed and calm when they do it, because they know that, oh yeah, you're not at their level, and they can afford to play around with techniques, but do it very nice and efficient. So yeah, I guess when I look at Mike's role, I do feel like if he was like a black belt, he would have done something like that. Tried something very risky, but like he knows he can like afford to do those things just for fun, right? But when I see the role, it just seems like, like 3 minutes and you can't take down this beginner. I mean, I guess you're having fun, but still, come on, man. Like, it's like you're not doing anything. You're just going forward towards him and doing very, like, yeah, beginner blue belt-ish things to take the guy down. I mean, I would expect, yeah, some sort of foot sweep or setup or something like that. You know what I mean? So,
a black belt. Now remember, I'm a physical education instructor.
yeah.
I taught kids. Grade primary, we would do these skills. Hey, let's all stand up quickly from sitting down. No arms, no nothing. The primary kids could do it. We taught them the basics. Hop, skip, and run. Now,
Yeah.
we're not jiu-jitsu fighters in grade primary, but we do have basic skills. We know how to move our bodies.
I don't know who gets a black belt and doesn't know basic wrestling to just...
That's true. I mean, yeah, I have enrolled with jiu-jitsu players who just sit down on their butt or don't know any wrestling at all. Of course, I've seen that. But I don't know, it's just circumstances, I guess.
You know, stand up with the single leg.
And so he says, look, if you get a black belt, you would understand some few basic skills related to wrestling. They would teach you not to make stupid moves to give you a disadvantage.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, I mean, like going to like deep half guards is like cool. It's very disadvantaged positioning. I mean, I guess as long as you know what you're doing, but still, I wouldn't just jump immediately to it. You know what I mean? But whatever.
Old men and fat people
Okay, so Mike is in basically turtle positioning. I got him in headlock, basically.
love to just turtle because
Yep, he's slowly working himself towards the back.
A, technically your guard hasn't been passed. B, it's hard to do anything
Okay, he's working on the back.
when a guy who's kind of strong just balls up.
And so notice,
Oh, okay.
Mike's opponent weighs close to 100 pounds less than him. It's not even close. They're not in the same weight class. And so if you actually have a brown or a black belt and you're fighting someone who's perhaps...
I mean, that was just a segment of a role, so I can't really like tell. I mean, yeah, it'll be bad if you're a black belt and you let a lower belt get your back like that, I guess. But like, how serious was the role? I mean, was it that serious or was it just for fun?
perhaps 75 pounds smaller than you, unless they're a world champion black belt, how are you losing? How does this make sense?
Right? It is hard to do anything when a guy just shells up. I call it the armadillo guard. There's turtle and then there's armadillo.
And so essentially he's saying Mike Israetel is like an armadillo. He's so big that it's very difficult to do anything to him. He just turtles up and what can you do? His neck's too big, his body's too big, you can't wrap around, you can't get hooks in, you can't do anything.
For Dr. Mike's sake, I hope he trains. Because this guy just puts a clinic on Dr. Mike, okay? You call yourself a black belt. I hope this guy was a black belt because he just did whatever he wanted with Dr. Mike.
Now, I was
Oh, damn.
at this event.
You slapped him in the face.
Oh. Just slapped him in the face. Oh, what was this event? This guy's wearing a gi. This guy got him double leg, lifting him up. Ooh, yeah.
And all of us were shocked. We didn't know what was going on. We thought, shouldn't Mike at least be trying to do something? And so
Okay, so it was like a very serious event, situation where, yeah, you gotta perform your best against all these other YouTubers, and yeah, Greg was there to watch it happen, and yeah, I guess it went poorly for Mike.
My personal theory is this. Mike didn't want to expose how bad he really was, and so he basically got into a match, laid on his back.
Thanks. Oh, I'm guessing these are other grapplers, or maybe they're just bodybuilders. I mean, you don't see a jiu-jitsu player that jacked, you know, in just like an ordinary gym. At least at elite level of like high level competition, like Gordon Ryan or whatever. Yeah, they don't look like that. But for most average jiu-jitsu player, I mean, dude, we're all just nerds, just kind of owl-shaped guys who just want to get in good shape. But not like this. We're not all looking like this. So either these 3 are bodybuilders or high level elite grapplers. But anyways, yeah, if there was black belts there watching this rolling match, which is supposed to be serious, then they'll be shocked, I guess, if their critique of Mike wasn't very favorable.
Back and embarrassed himself on purpose in order to ensure that no one could judge him based on his skills, because if he had to try to be
that doesn't look good, supposedly, for someone who's technically a black belt who's been training for 10 years. That doesn't look like one.
His opponent, who was several belts below him, it would have been bad because he would have been exposed. And so why not just lay on your back and cry and get
out
of breath and make us all wonder what is wrong with Dr. Mike? I mean, even I had to compete in this event. 0 days experience. Never tried ever before and lost in an arm bar. You guys, this is Coach Greg. Do you really think I want to do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu against people that know what they're doing? Of course not. But yet, at least I tried. Why couldn't Mike try? Because he didn't want to expose his weaknesses.
He literally laid flat on his back and did nothing, just clinched up. That is not displaying the art to somebody who maybe doesn't do the art. It'd be like, well,
yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, this jiu-jitsu shit sucks.
I mean, isn't that doing a disservice to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? Hey, you watching this video, you're really excited, you're a fan of the sport, you've been training for years, and you want to watch him, and all he does is lay back and cry.
I don't know why Mike keeps putting these, Greg, you said put these videos, it catches your attention. Yeah, so I guess it's a good way to keep people from in tune with the video, I guess. That's why he's putting these in.
I didn't get submitted. I mean, to me...
Wow. He didn't get submitted.
That's just...
And Mike did? Wow.
Respectful. It's kind of like if somebody goes to a bodybuilding competition and they don't diet for one day. They don't get a tan and they stand up on stage and they just do a dance and they yell, scream, and shout and embarrass themselves. Why did you do that? I mean, it's not respectful to the other athletes who put in some work. Now, if you tried your best, you dieted for 4 months and you showed up out of shape, at least you tried. Mike did not try. And so I don't care if he loses. Hey, I did my best and I lost to a better opponent. No problem. How is that bad? Hey, I did my best. I wrote my PhD thesis. There's 200 mistakes. I did my best and it sucked. We're moving on. Just own your weaknesses. You don't have to be the best at everything. I suck at memory. I can't remember anyone's names. It's embarrassing, but at least I admit it. And so what do? You do your best. All you can ask of someone is that they try and they do their best. And if they do...
Yeah, it's literally the saying, you make yourself so big, well, it's going to be the harder to fall if they find out that all that bigness is just empty. You know what I mean? It's just... it's just wild. Yeah, Mike's not having a good year this year. He's really getting exposed. And yeah, I guess it's really the ego, I guess. First PhD, then I watched videos of him saying how smart he is, how he has an IQ of 160, and then just constantly bragging about himself. And especially when it comes with jiu-jitsu, I mean, people really don't take that lightly in that sport. If they find out that you got a black belt and they see how you roll, they're gonna really roast you if they see that. What was this? Like, it's like someone someone claims they know how to speak Spanish, and when you like literally like say, oh, you've been learning Spanish for like how long? It's I've been studying Spanish for like 10 years. I know like I'm like a master at Spanish and everything. And I'm like, oh really? And then when you start speaking to them and saying the basic stuff first, you hear that they're struggling to respond back to it, and they even like the pronunciation isn't very like native or fluent. And you're like, wait, so you claim yourself as like a 10-year master of Spanish, but you can't give me the basics and fundamental response to it. It's crazy. It's wild. Anyways, okay, that video was fun to watch. It really kind of cleared my mind, especially the 30 minutes of like streaming that I did and didn't get it recorded. So yeah, that video was kind of fun to watch. Anyways, I'm going to, let's see, what I'm gonna do. You know what? I'm gonna break down a technique. So I'm gonna pick one in my playlist. Hold on, trying to figure playlist right there. Okay.
Hi guys, Professor.
Yeah, I wonder how long I've been recording. Okay, it's been 41 minutes. That's pretty cool. See. Knee ride, rolling jiu-jitsu. Okay, this is where I left off. Passing a seated guard with underhooks by John Danaher. I always like to, let's see. Maybe I want to do another attack during teachings. I'll do this one, Goats and Chokes, featuring John Jones and Gordon Ryan. 23 minutes long. Okay, I'm just gonna drag it to the last video I used my method on. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Here we go. This one right here.
We've been looking.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, if you guys are happening to be joining my stream now, how I usually start off with my method is, well, first I open the Anki app and I have a video tutorial that I want to memorize things from to convert into code form. So I chose passing a seated guard with underhooks by John Danaher, and it's from YouTube. So I'm gonna start writing out the title of the video first. So the source is YouTube. The channel that I'm learning the tutorial from is from BJJ Fanatics dash, and it's called passing a seated guard with underhooks by John Danaher. Let me charge my phone real quick. Okay, so I got that. So, how I start my method is I always start with a situational block, and situational blocks are used as a way to indicate different types of scenarios and applications that a technique can be used in the video tutorial. So, first situation is here. And to begin, well, to start off writing the code, I have to watch this video first and catch anything that catches my eyes and record the timestamp to start writing the code.
Get the idea of passing a supine guard with their preferred underhook grip. Now let's get the idea of passing a seated guard with our preferred underhook.
Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Oh, wait, no. Oh, no. My brain already... I guess I was distracted. Hold on. Goats and chokes. That's what we're learning. Okay. All right, my bad. Let's see. We're not learning this. We already learned this. My brain just went out of nowhere. I guess I was thinking too much. Anyways, let's start over again. The king! So again, let's start from the beginning. So welcome to the stream where I will show you guys my method and how I take notes to memorize and code as much information that I can extract from this video tutorial right here easily and efficiently while feeling cognitively overloaded or stressed out. So to start off the stream, I would have my Anki app open and I would have the tutorial ready to, you know, learn the information from, to learn the information, break the information down by using the chunking method and turning those pieces of complex information into simple ideas. So I'm gonna have this video right here on hold. I'm gonna record on for the Anki flashcard. For the front of the card, I'll have the source and name filled out. So the source is YouTube. Channel is Gordon Ryan. Dash, and it's Goats and Chokes featuring John Jones. Goats and Chokes featuring John Jones. John Jones and Gordon Ryan. Okay, remember, if you guys want to follow along to see what I am doing during my process, again, in the descriptions of the stream or video, I have a shared link to a Google Docs drive, and you can click on that link and it'll take you to a file that would have all of my mechanics of what the plus, parentheses, or equal signs of, or any other symbols of what they mean. They'll explain in the document of how they work and, you know, hopefully make it more clear for you guys to follow along. I also have a glossary of all the blocks that I use to code a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu technique. So every block has their own meaning, and I laid it out in alphabetical order, so you guys can follow along. You can say what KS means, or BT, or FFP. Like, those are blocks, but they are basically abbreviations that have meaning, and these blocks are a way to give you clues to start thinking and making connections. Like, they're like hints, right, to describe something and make your brain figure the information out with little info that's given. So it's like basically clues for your brain to follow. But yeah, that's in the shared link. I also have a list of all of the videos that I have watched and converted into code form, and which is like, yeah, I have the title and I have the code on the bottom, so I edit all of those to the document. And so if you guys again want to go to that shared link and look through it and do your own self-study or an analyzation, then yeah, it's all in there. So yeah. But anyways, so I'm on the back of the card. To start off my method, I type a situational blocks. Again, situational blocks are a way to indicate different types of scenarios and applications that a technique can be used in the video tutorial. That should be in the document if you guys want to go over it again. But anyways, let's start watching the video.
Gordon Ryan!
What's up, guys? We're here again with Mr. John Jones.
What's up, guys?
I'm stuck in Albuquerque helping him with this camp.
You're
so
not stuck, Gordon.
I haven't been able to give you guys any crazy content, so I'm making him be my uke for these videos. Just going over some details for Dar Strangles today. So if John is down in turtle position here,
Just turtle.
and you want to look to start.
Okay, so we're starting off with turtle positioning at timestamp. What timestamp was this video that they're starting in? 0044. So always start with a timestamp before you start writing the code. Timestamps are important to add at the end of the line of code. They are used as reference just in case if the line of code that I'm reviewing or trying to read and decipher later in the future, that it saves me some time and hassle looking for the part that I am having the most trouble later in the future. So if I'm reading a line of code and I can't read it, or I don't get it, I can always look at the timestamp and be like, all right, go to this point of the video and find what I'm missing, review what I'm missing, and try to re-edit the code. So I probably so I don't forget again that easily.
Going into Darces.
Okay, so Dars. So we're gonna try to explain this situation in code form, okay? Step one. So what I'm thinking in the point of, if you are Gordon Ryan, all right, you're executing this technique to your partner. So this is Gordon's player one, the other guy's player two. So how I would write it is that this is John Jones basically. He is post spot plus post spot equals vulnerable position 2. Why I wrote it this way is because John Jones is posting both of his arms down with his legs, and this leads to a vulnerable position. And the turtle position is a vulnerable position. It's not the ideal thing you want to do, especially it exposes your back and leads to your back taken, obviously. So and I put a 2. That indicates player 2. That's basically what John Jones is doing. And if you guys see this, the parentheses signs right here, this is basically a way to organize the blocks together when necessary. Organizing any block that's between the parentheses becomes one block, and any number like 2 that's next to that block, it indicates your opponent or your partner of what they are doing. Okay, this is not what you're doing. What you're doing is this. So plus take opportunity equals what you're doing is that you're taking opportunity to start setting up a star stroke that he's about to do. So hand goes over, hand goes under. So go over plus hold down plus keep safe plus go under plus keep safe Now, is he locking this hold?
You want to look to break him down. We're just going to...
Oh, okay, he is. He goes close the position because he's closing the position with both his hands together. They're clasping in a cable grip. And this is PRP. He's preparing for the darts choke. I mean, yeah.
Cut over the back of our opponent's head like so, and we're going to tuck his chin in towards his inside the near to the near side shoulder. So from here, I can start taking him down to his shoulder and hip like so.
Okay, 51. So the next one is we're gonna take him down. We're gonna explain the part where he says that you're gonna, from the darts kind of grip, you're gonna pull his head towards his shoulder. So that's gonna be step 2. Now, plus signs, as you guys see, well, you can read it in a glossary that I provided in the link, shared link. Plus signs are a way to indicate the combining of blocks, meaning the combining of ideas together to lead the visualization and thinking into the right direction. And equal signs are a way to express the combining of blocks. What was it? No, it's another way to indicate the combining of blocks or ideas or combinations of ideas or blocks together to the bigger picture, or what was it? Bigger picture or the main idea. I'd probably butchered that explanation, but it should be in the glossary. But anyways, let's keep moving forward. It's honestly been a long day, guys. Work's been pretty long. Today's been pretty busy. Had to watch the kid and just a lot of things. So I'm pretty tired from today.
Now the big mistake everyone makes is they try to shoot right to the dart.
Oh, okay, so right, pull towards plus. All right, we're gonna take opportunity equals pull towards. Pull towards plus sweet spot equals frustrate. Equals. Oh, hold on. Equals transition equals preferred position. Just gonna go back to that point.
This is inside the near to the near side shoulder. So from here, I can start taking him down to his shoulder and hip like so. Now the big mistake everyone...
Okay, so the reason why I wrote it this way is because once you got this grip right here, you're gonna take money by pulling towards that sweet spot where is his shoulder, the closest shoulder of his shoulder towards you. And this is gonna be a frustrating experience because, of course, your head, your chin, your neck is getting pulled like this towards your shoulder. And what's gonna happen is gonna make you fall over, transitioning to a preferred position. And the preferred position is basically this, this. So that's what's happening.
What makes is they try to shoot right to the darts from here, and then you can...
Okay, that's a mistake. Wait, hold on.
Now the big mistake everyone makes...
58. So how's a big mistake? Because yeah, usually when you're here, you would want to shoot this arm over and around as quick as you can before the guy reacts and tries to escape or make it harder for yourself.
Is they try to shoot right to the darts from here, and...
So step 3 plus very common equals warning. That's supposed to express don't rush it, don't try to immediately go for the darts. And I think this is enough blocks to give me hints in the future to work with, to recall what it means. And I think this would confidently be all right. It'd be enough information. Because again, the whole idea of why I believe my note-taking method works is that it gives you more control to know how much information should you think that you should add to your notes is enough to make you think. Because again, I believe that the more descriptive your notes are, the more you're not you're not gonna make your brain think or make connections. Because the brain will, if it's so obvious, if you're so descriptive with your notes and you're putting every little detail, when your brain goes to review the notes, your brain's gonna be like, cool, I recognize this, but why recognize and try to memorize things when the notes already kind of like did it for me? Like, why should I hold this information in my head when the notes is holding it for me? But what your brain really loves is finding patterns, like a puzzle. If you can make your notes into a puzzle that when your brain first look at it, it literally is actively and subconsciously immediately trying to figure what this note means. It's all cryptic. My notes are cryptic, basically. And your brain will try to figure out, like, what's the pattern, okay? What's the main idea? Why did he write it this way? And your brain will keep thinking, and this really hits the sweet spot of you looking at information and absorbing it more faster, because you're working harder, but not too hard where it's stressful or frustrating, but hard enough where it's almost in a way fun. Like you're looking at a crossword puzzle and you're like, it's not like too hard, but it's like it gets me guessing. It makes me think until you finally, like, one by one fill out each of the blocks until you get all the words. So that's basically the idea of my method, is to make effective notes. You know, my way of effective note taking, you know, might not work for you, but it definitely works for me. And I'm hoping that people will take this concept and make it their own. Like, if my notes might not look like yours, maybe you could modify it, or maybe you could discover something even better or even more newer that's even better than my way of note taking. But so far, I believe this is the best way to take notes for jiu-jitsu. It really drills the information towards my head, where I feel like it's almost like photographic memory. Like, once I look at my notes, I feel like I can recall every part of like about 80% of the technique from just memory after looking at my notes. So I feel like powerful note taking is an important skill. Anyways, it's very common, it's warning, so basically don't act too quick.
And then you can bring it back to the floor, and you end up in a pin, but not with a darce. So what I do is I take my ear, and I back to the floor, and you end up in a pin, but not with a darce. So what I do is I take my ear, and I just...
More secure? It's less...
Blew it to his...
Okay. Equals transition plus keep contact equals take away, say, equals PRP. Okay, so that basically means that, hey, don't rush towards to lock up that darce choke. Make sure you put your ear behind the guy's back shoulder, scapula, and this will prevent him from turning over and taking away the darce. And now you're just, you know, if he takes away the darce, now you're in this sort of weird north-south positioning. But yeah, you basically lost a darce choke.
Rear deltoid here. So if John tries to shoot his shoulder to the floor, he can't bring his back to the floor anymore. He can't move away from it. And this gives me the ability to set my hands without having to rush and jump to the strangle.
Make easier.
So everyone just tries to jump to it, and then he ends up with his back flat on the floor. So what I do is I take my ear and I just glue it here to his back. So when he tries to pull his back to the floor, it's a very difficult thing. Now we just go in, we lock up.
131. Okay, I'm glad that this stream wasn't a total failure again of me just recording for 30 minutes and forgetting that, oh shoot, I forgot to press the record button. Yeah, it sucks, but hey, gotta start over and learn your lesson, I guess. So step 4. Take opportunity. Oh, equals transition plus go under equals make tighter equals close the position equals prepare.
And the tightness of the lock is contingent upon how close my support hand is to his shoulder blades. So the whole thing from here is I lock up and I lean over his head and I bring my hand up to the shoulder.
I see. Transition, make tighter, close the position, prepare. So he's gonna bring his hand up. So how do
I lock up and I lean.
141. 140. Right there. Step 5 right here.
Over his head.
Take opportunity. Equals transition plus sweet spot equals make tighter equals take opportunity equals
head and I bring my hand up to the shoulder blades. And now from here, I try to form.
Bring up. Bring up. I just want to make sure in my glossary that that's the correct way of saying bringing up. Okay, let's see. Yep, it's right. It's definitely right. Bring up.
Any connection, whether it be stepping over the leg, whether it be stepping into mount, whether it be going knee on belly, and then I just take my left elbow and I retract it up towards the ceiling to get strong strangles. So I set it here, and then when I go to retract the elbow, it gets nice and tight. So
okay, so you're retracting, you're not pushing forward. So let's see, hold on.
Form any connection, whether it be stepping over the leg, whether it be stepping into mount, whether it be going knee on belly, and then I just take my left elbow and I
154. That's a little good detail. Yeah, you're supposed to retract your whole elbow. Step 6 plus bring back equals attack. I think that should be enough information for my brain to work with. Make tighter equals PRP.
I retract it up towards the ceiling.
So state of mind, imagine what? Bring back.
To get strong strangles. So I set it here.
Bring back equals very strong equals attack.
And then when I go to retract the elbow, it gets nice and tight. So just some Darce details where we go in. we break our partner down to
Yeah.
the shoulder and hip, and then immediately we just tuck our ear to his back. So now when he goes to bring his back to the floor, it gives us time to go through, set the hand, and lock everything up. Now once we're in position, I lean over his head and I bring my hand up high by his shoulder blade. And now once we go in, we form that lower body connection, and we retract the left elbow up towards the ceiling to get strong finishes with a Darce Strangle. So just some details on the Darce for you guys, and some clickbait with my man here in the thumbnail.
Yeah, he's a good clickbait. Anything with John Jones in the title. I mean, my last video I made with the Gordon Ryan John Jones duo. Yeah, I got a lot of views for it. So, I mean, yeah, John Jones is a very clickbait content material right now.
That would never work on me.
Would it? Probably not. Anyways, guys, since it was a short video, my code form for it was pretty short, as you can tell. But overall, this is basically how I break the information to code form, converting complex information into simple ideas. And yeah, overall, again, the idea is that these blocks are created from using the chunking method, and to read the code form, you have to read it and assemble the blocks together in a way where it becomes like a pattern that you have to let your brain recognize the pattern going one by one of it. So using the pattern method, that's how you use it to read the code. And whenever I come and review this card again, of being able to read and decipher the code, it usually is pretty quick. And since this card is pretty short, it's going to be a quick review, you know what I mean? But overall, if you have any questions, if you happen to find the stream or a clip of the stream video, then yeah, just shoot me a question on the comments section or in another live stream of mine. But yeah, so basically I add this card to my Anki app, and basically after I finally converted the information that I learned from this video tutorial into that code form, having new knowledge fresh in my head to prevent this new information from spoiling, the last thing I do is I use again the Anki app to help me review and increase my retention of the knowledge by using a method called spaced repetition. That way I don't have to worry about forgetting the knowledge that I just memorized. It could be weeks to months, even years. It wouldn't matter, because this method will make sure I won't forget it in the long run, as long as I'm consistent with it, of course. How I use the Anki app though, let's see, should I demonstrate it here? Nah, probably not. But overall, you can see how I use the Anki app in the next stream of how I use it to basically keep the information of the tutorials that I just converted into code form almost forever in my mind. But overall, it's very powerful, and I encourage everyone to try it and let me know how it works for them. I really want to get this knowledge out there of doing it this way, and really curious if it works for others like it did for me. But anyways, that's really it for this stream, for this video. I mean, I'll probably just yeah, I think this is honestly it for the stream. The whole point of the stream is to take a tutorial and memorize it using a method. But overall, guys, catch me on the next video or stream if you can, and like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. But overall, that's just for me to say this, to clip that part out and make a separate video out of it. But I'm gonna continue the stream from here if I can. So that's done. I don't know, what else is there to react to? I finished that. how to talk to yourself on Twitch. I mean, I'm already doing that now, so because not many chatters. I don't think I can see the view count, but whoever's watching, hey, welcome. Oh, man. Hello, hello. Make sure this mic still works. Dr. Mike Israel got exposed again. Oh yeah, it's from this guy's video that Greg Doucette did a cover on.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Zerk. And bruh, Mike Israel stay catching L's left and right. First the PhD was trash, and now this man's jiu-jitsu black belt looking just as trash. Like bro, at this point, the only belt Mike earned is the one holding up his shorts. So apparently, Chad Jitsu knows his stuff, looked at Mike rolling and said, yeah, this ain't jiu-jitsu, this is jiu-jitsu adjacent. Bro said Mike out here rolling like somebody's drunk uncle at the cookout, trying to wrestle the kids after too many Coronas. He broke down Mike's whole game.
Like all I feel is rage.
So the first thing he does is he does the spread eagle on top, all right? He wants to be on top so he can just lay on you and wrap his hands around you, all right?
Yeah.
He has no real passing pressure, no really passing attempts. His two passes are grab you by the waist and lay on you until you do something stupid, or let you get a triangle, and it's hard to triangle him because he's a literal square, and, you know, throw the legs over and try to pass you that way.
Move number one, the spread eagle. That's when Mike just lays on top of you like a weighted blanket. No technique, no pressure, just vibes. Bro's out there star fishing, sweating on people like, if I'm heavy enough, maybe he'll tap from asthma.
His bottom technique is what...
Well, now I kind of think about it. Yeah, it's kind of like, don't use your weight all the time. I mean, gotta add some technique to it, you know? Yeah.
I like to call the shitty deep half, all right? If you've ever rolled with an older gentleman or a gentleman that is oversized or just really not in tune with the modern game of jiu-jitsu or is lazy, they'll play what is called a deep half, all right? I only go to deep half when I have nothing else to go to. I really don't want to be there because it is a bad place to be, all right? Exactly. Especially in no-gi, all right? Maybe there's some more things you could do with lapels and stuff in gi, but I don't know. This is purely from a no-gi context. Deep half sucks, all right? Guys can spin around your head and get you into 411 or inside Senkaku, saddle, whatever you want to call it, and now you're in a deep leg lock position.
It is a risky position to be in, especially if the guy weighs significantly more than you. Then yeah, why go in that situation? I mean, yeah, of course, big guys can like deal with it if they're bigger than the guy that they're rolling with to go in deep half guard. But honestly, for me personally, when I roll, I try to avoid it unless I'm, yeah, again, like what he said, I have no choice left, and this is the only option that I got myself somehow in, and this is all I can play. Then yeah, sure, but I always try to like, just try to fight for positioning, try to get to the guy's back if I can. Don't really want to be under anybody. Always want to stay on top. Pause, no sus, please. But yeah, it's just it's really a game of positioning before submissions. Yeah, positions over submissions is what it took me a while to learn that idea, because I always try to rush for some sort of submission, but nope, it's more powerful to like a ladder theory in jiu-jitsu. Best positionings is back or having or mounting somebody. Worst positionings is having your back taken or having someone mount you, and the middle part is guard or stand up, and where it's kind of like even, and then if it's half guard ish, then it kind of goes down under guard, so you're down the ladder, you're in a disadvantaged position.
All right, that is not where you want to be in nogi. All right, when your heel is exposed and it's going to get cranked on. Another thing you could do is a guy could get a freaking underhook on that arm that is just chicken winged up. All right, the only thing you could do is grip your hands to keep from like not getting your arm ripped off, and they could go to either a kimura or fly around to the other side for an arm bar, what have you.
Move number 2, the shitty deep half. Now, Chad said you only go deep half when you desperate, like last resort, light flashing before your eyes type desperate. But Mike, that's his whole game plan. Bro, just scooting under people. Like, if I can't beat them, maybe I can become them.
Old men and fat people love to just turtle because A, technically your guard hasn't been passed. B, it's hard to do anything when a guy who's kind of strong just balls up, all right? It's hard to open him up. It's hard to get a choke on a guy that size who has a rotund neck that is thicker than your thigh, all right? And B, like, it's hard to get hooks in when every square inch is covered up by either muscle mass, fat, or, you know, what have you, all right? It is hard to do anything when a guy just shells up. I call it the armadillo guard. There's turtle and then there's armadillo. Most people can't do that because they're not strong. You can open them up and you can choke them. But fat guys can sit there because it's hard to do anything to them because they can just sit there, all right?
Move number 3, the armadillo. Man just curls up, turtles, goes full Sonic mode. I swear he looked like he buffering mid-road. You supposed to be a black belt, not a Pokemon. And yo, this man rolls with Johnny Shreve, right? Mike outweighs him by like 75 pounds. Johnny's only a white belt, and it took Mike 3.5 minutes to get a submission. 3 minutes? Bro, a real black belt finishes that in 30. Johnny's only a white.
Okay, I'm looking at Mike's form. What's going on here? You shouldn't do that, Mike. Gotta keep the elbows glued. Gotta keep the elbows glued. I mean, I would, like try to hip out if I can and reestablish the guard. Keep the elbows in. Keep the neck, face tucked.
Belt, and it took Mike 3.
What is he doing? Please don't tell me you gotta muscle him up. You can't use that technique.
3.5 minutes to get a submission.
My gosh, black belt taking 3 minutes to get a submission on a white belt? It's unheard of.
3 minutes? Bro, a real black belt finishes that in 30 seconds flat.
Yeah, or quicker, but 3 minutes. When you just,
Mike out there playing patty cake, looking gassed after one shrimp escape. You're not a killer, bro. You a cut.
The way he pulls guard just unsettles me.
30 seconds flat. Mike out there playing patty cake, looking gassed after.
It's like a guard pull, but it was like a horrible guard pull.
The one shrimp.
Again, just like a nice takedown, double leg, a nice foot sweep. I mean, this is just a white belt, Mike.
Escape. You're not a killer, bruh. You a cuddler.
Another video has resurfaced of Jesse James West, where they do a bodybuilders versus cops little thing. All right, cute little competition, and one of the competitions is a freaking jiu-jitsu competition. All right, I'm hoping the cop he went against trains for Dr. Mike's sake. I hope he trains because this guy.
Wow.
I just puts a clinic on Dr. Mike. Okay. You call yourself a black belt. I hope this guy was a black belt because he just did whatever he wanted with Dr. Mike. I mean, it could be a joke. Dr. Mike might be, doing some tomfoolery. Might have just given the guy, a freaking tap, an easy tap because it's a freaking YouTube video and it'd get a lot of clicks and what have you. But by God, have some self-respect, Doctor. He literally laid flat on his back and did nothing. Just clinched up.
Wow.
That is not displaying the art to somebody.
So I kind of see the full context of the video now. Previously, when watching Greg Doucette's of clips of this video, Now I see the full context is bodybuilders versus cops. And Mike somehow happens to be there. Mike is technically a bodybuilder, I guess. But he should be a black belt in jiu-jitsu. But yeah, he just got manhandled by a cop that is a few level belts lower than him. You know what I mean? And it's just embarrassing, right?
Who maybe doesn't do the art, it'd be like, well, this jiu-jitsu shit sucks because this guy's a black belt and I just did whatever I wanted to.
Yeah, it just really, because when you wear a black belt, there's so much high expectations of what to expect from a person who has a black belt in jiu-jitsu, right? The skills, the ability, just a lot.
And he gets a tap at the end, dude. I mean, like, come on,
man, that just sucks.
Then there's that Jesse James West video, bodybuilders versus cops. Mike out here rolling with a cop, and the cop cooked him, submitted him, dominated him, did whatever he wanted. Mike just laid there on his back like he was sunbathing. Greg Doucette even said he might have thrown the match on purpose, like, if I don't try, they can't say I suck. Bro, that's not strategy.
As you can see, he's rolling with Nicky Ryan there, and each time he's in on a single leg, he just stays on his knees, all right?
You can't make the excuse that, oh, no, I just threw the match. No, you did. Come on. This is a competition. This is a bunch of people are watching you. I think most black belts would want to display their skills in the situation. They don't want to just throw a match. It just ruins their reputation. It makes you look bad. Every black belt, I feel like when they're in that situation, they want to impress the people. You know what I mean? They're not gonna throw the match, be like, oh yeah, see, I tried. No, I gone easy on you. No one's gonna fall for that. People are gonna just like give you the eyebrow and be like, what? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's not a good situation.
Right. If anybody has been taught you any type of wrestling,
he just jumps right into the half guard.
Wrestling coach will say, do not stay on your knees on shot, okay? That's a good way to get sprawled and go behind, all right? But Dr. Mike just stays there, all right? I don't know who gets a black belt.
My gosh.
And doesn't know basic wrestling to just, stand up with the single leg, all right? If your black belt instructor says you can just stay on both knees on a single leg and just sit there, that is not good wrestling. They may know other jiu-jitsu, but they do not know wrestling, okay? That is terrible, terrible, terrible advice, all right? Jiu-jitsu, you definitely don't want to stay down there because then you're going to get guillotined and headlock choked and then your back taken and a whole bunch of crap.
And don't even get me started on the wrestling. Every time someone shoots on Mike, he just drops to his knees like he praying for better cardio. Any coach will tell you that's how you get your back taken and folded up like a beach chair.
Yeah,
Mike's only submission, a neck crank. Bro out here cranking necks like a bald-ass chiropractor. No chokes, no arm bars, just grab the head and twist. And yo, Chad and Greg said it best. They compared him to Derek Moneyberg. If you don't know who that is, he's the dude who faked the black belt and got cooked for it.
Greg Doucette and other high-level bodybuilders have proven that he sucks at bodybuilding.
Basic stuff that you would know, like just amazing stuff.
Didn't know shit, not even the basics. And have we not seen his diet? Cereal and Gatorade? How did that work out for him?
The funny part is, Greg tried to be nice about it. He said, look, Mike doesn't have to be great at everything.
Yeah.
But bruh, Mike claims to be great at everything. He said he's stronger than Mike Menser, said he got 160 IQ, probably faster than the Flash in his own head. This man talks like he built the pyramids by hand. Then you see him roll, and he looked like a turtle stuck on his back. Like, let's be real. Mike's
so
resume
bad.
looked like a bad group project. PhD, trash. Jiu-Jitsu, questionable. Diet advice, cereal and Gatorade. Strength, bro can't bench his body weight for more than 3 reps.
Damn.
Endurance, can't run half a mile without needing a nap and a Pop-Tart. At this point, the only thing he's mastered is marketing. He's good at sounding smart. You ask him to prove it, and suddenly he's in deep half guard praying for salvation. And I know exactly how he got that belt. Timing grade. Some gyms hand out black belts just because you've been around long enough. Like, you survived 10 years of stretching and paying fees.
That's one of those gyms where it's just like, come on, really? Like, yeah, Mike says he's 10 years black belt, but yeah, if he goes to those types of gyms where, yeah, you just punch a stamp in, and you know how long and how many times a week you attend. Eventually that's basically how they give you your belts. It's just a bad system in my opinion. Just it's like, dude, like perfect attendance, but you're not really focusing on the skills. Just show up. And showing up, yeah, you know, show up is like, it's a good advice but also a bad advice. One, showing up is depends on how you use that time to show up, right? You go to the class, if you take effort to go over techniques with a partner, drill, and actually learn and from your roles that you roll with your partners, then yeah, it's showing up is a great advice. But if you're just showing up trying to make attendance and your gym said, oh, you know, you show up 5 more times, you're gonna get a black belt, showing up is no. Like, you show up, anyone can show up to class but not pay attention, not be there, just kind of like there as a social hour. Showing up, like, yeah, so any advice, anytime I hear someone telling me just show up, it's like, what do you mean by that? You know what I mean? Can you explain more of what you mean by just showing up? Because I can show up, but doesn't mean that like my head is in the mode of paying attention to class, or like there's more to it, right? You gotta make meaningful of the time that you have with BJJ.
Congrats. Now look, I ain't saying Mike can't fight. He can probably beat up a regular dude.
Yeah.
But black belt level? Hell no.
No.
Maybe blue, maybe purple if we drunk, but black, that's supposed to mean mastery.
Yeah.
Mike out here still on tutorial mode. And yo, this is like his third big L. First, trash PhD, then caught lying about it. Now, trash black belt. The Dr. Mike expert era done expired. Look, Mike built a dope business. I respect the hustle, but stop capping. You can be funny, successful, even jacked. Just don't pretend you a genius black belt scientist. Be what you are, a big dude who sells protein and makes weird sex jokes online. Anyway, moral of the story, don't trust belts, don't trust titles, don't trust dudes who say, I can master anything in a year. Check the receipts. Mike got a black belt but rolls like he trying to take a nap. Got a PhD but writes like a fan fiction author. Claims he's a killer but moves like Newman. I'm Zerk. Stay real, and if you roll with Mike, bring a pillow. Cause y'all both gonna be taking naps.
That's good. That's funny. Oh, okay. 1 hour and 33 minutes. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. Officially wrap this up. There's no chatters. I mean, if there's a viewer, but hey, thanks for watching and joining me this far, and I'll catch you on the next stream, guys. I'm gonna head to bed.